So at this point, I probably should still be at Tyldesley Park in Abingdon, celebrating having run for Welsh Masters in my debut for them. Sadly, I'm not there. I'm walking down a lane well away from Abingdon. I really didn't want to bring another sad marathon tale to this channel, but sadly, here goes. It wasn't meant to be, and it didn't happen today for me. So I'm just going to go through the events of this morning, and then I'm going to try to unpick the whys. So, Abingdon Marathon 2025. The morning started well. We arrived in Abingdon in good time and parked up, and then made our way to the headquarters. I was feeling positive and visualising what the race would look like for me this morning. I met up with the Welsh team, still feeling positive. I then went round to the stands to sit and reflect on what this race meant for me, reminding myself, what is my why? I don't normally do much of a warm-up for the marathon. I like to ease into it on the first mile. However, I did a little jog on this occasion and a few dynamic drills. On my little jog, I could feel the nagging ache in my lower back and my glute. But I thought, come on Dawn, you'll be fine, and I gave myself some positive mantras. So, time to head over to the start with the rest of the Welsh team and get this show on the road.
We are recording, yes.
Thank you, and you. Feeling all right?
All right. Yeah, fantastic.
Good conditions?
Yes.
It's not too bad. It's not raining.
No,
Yeah, hopefully the rain will hold off for an hour.
yeah.
We'll be all right.
Fantastic start. Yeah, Nick, Bob, yay, we're off.
So, heading out to the stadium on the track, I was feeling quite excited at this stage. All those little niggles and anxieties of what might happen just seemed to disappear at this point. I was really enjoying myself. I was watching the runners in front. I'd said hello to Fod and Nick at the start. I saw them go off. I was wishing them a happy run. And yeah, it was just a really good feeling at this point. And here I am saying good luck to Nick.
And we're off. Abingdon Marathon 2025.
So the first 400 metres and the last 400 metres are on this track.
Well done, John! Well done, Carla!
Mile 1806.
If you look at my face, you can see I'm not comfortable even at mile 1, and I had 25.2 to go. So yes, not a good state to be in when you're running a marathon.
$7.58. Mile 2. 3 miles. 8:04. Thank you. Mile 4. 8:19. Slowest one, but that was off on a bit of a trail. Well done.
Right on.
Mile 5, 8:09. Hope to pick it up in the second half.
So as Dawn's struggling away on those first 6 miles, I had positioned myself at the 6 mile point, a really good place to view all the runners coming through. You can see the leaders coming through here and some of the people running in the England v Wales international race. Good to see Andy Rayner coming through, looking strong on his way to, well, you'll have to watch his video to find out, won't you?
Hold on, Nick, looking good.
So 6 miles in, I was really looking forward to seeing John at this point, and I wasn't disappointed because he really picked up my spirits at this stage. I wasn't feeling great, but I didn't want him to know it. I wanted to get through this 6 mile point and then push on, and hopefully things would start to feel better. So he asked me how I felt, and I said 7 out of 10, trying to be as positive. But you can see here, I'm not actually moving very smoothly. I actually look quite clumsy as I'm running. My back is tightening up and I've got the most horrendous burning in my glutes. But yes, I'm going to push on. I'm going to try my best. He said, I'll see you at 15 miles. And I said, yes, I'll see you at 15 miles. Thinking, yes, I'll get through to 15 miles and I'll get through to the finish. So at this point, I'm still feeling positive. I'm still thinking that my body isn't going to let me down. I'm still thinking I'm going to make it to the finish. Yes, I thought about all those weeks of training, 16 hard weeks, going out in the dark, going out in the cold, going out in the rain, in the sunshine in the summer, running through the heat, and thinking, this is my debut for Wales. I've wanted this for a long time. I'm going to make people really proud of me. They know what I want. To finish this marathon is what I want. However, things didn't get any better, and in all honesty, even being positive wasn't enough. My legs were feeling awful. I had this burning sensation, but I also lost feeling in my foot. And by 10 miles, my legs started to give way under me. I knew I was in for a rough ride. I dragged myself to 14 miles, where John was waiting for me, but I knew at this stage, game was over.
So firstly, was my mileage high enough to do a marathon?
Yes.
Okay, so that's not the problem. So yes, that wasn't a problem. I did several weeks of maxing out around 70 miles. I did 16 weeks of training. I did roughly 5 or 6 20-milers, and I did quite a few threshold runs on a Wednesday after work of 10 miles or more. And in the summer I did a block of double threshold days. So yeah, I think I did plenty of training for this marathon. So we may say I didn't actually do quite enough marathon specific runs, but I did enough to be able to cover the marathon distance. And even if I didn't or couldn't run it at the pace I wanted to run it, I would have expected to actually have been able to finish, you know, just a few minutes outside my target pace. Was it down to short-term preparation and fueling? So absolutely not. I've had a good taper. I've avoided getting the lurgy, kept myself relatively well, and I've had plenty of rest in the last couple of weeks. And in the last 3 days, I've fueled very well. I felt loaded and ready to go. I had plenty of energy in my legs, and energy was certainly not a problem on the day. Did I set off too fast? No, I didn't set off too fast. I set off at a comfortable pace. I think my first mile was 8:06. I was going for obviously around about 3:30, and I then started to see my pace around 8:10. I thought that would be okay, so just trudged along at that for about 6 miles. So no, the pacing wasn't too fast. So what went wrong?
Did he say in Mississippi a day too long?
Those of you who've watched this channel for quite some time will know that I do actually have a long-term back problem, okay? Now, this is something that's been ongoing for years and years and years, and occasionally it flares up quite bad. Unfortunately, it's flared up since September. In the summer, when I wasn't sat down a lot because we were out and about, very active, it was fine. In September, I went back to work and I found myself sitting down quite a lot at work, and I think that's aggravated my back and created the sciatic nerve to become very irritated. It's been so bad that I actually went to the doctors because I was having problems with my lower back. Now, I thought I had enough time to get it right, and in all honesty, I've continued to train and it didn't feel too bad over shorter distances. It's when I go longer, the longer I go, the worse it gets. But I arrived today and I thought, I have to give this a go. This is my debut marathon for Wales, and I have to put myself out there and I have to do the best I can. And I was really hoping that I would be able to get to the end of the race. So had this been any other marathon apart from a debut for Wales, I would not have put myself on the start line today. You have to have everything going perfectly right for you to run a marathon. I know that. And at 61 years of age, I certainly need everything to be right in my body for me to be able to put myself through 26.2 miles. So I took a big risk lining up today, and I've kept quiet about it because I didn't want to put negative thoughts in my own head, and I kept trying to believe that my body would not fail me on the day, but sadly it's failed me. So I've asked myself since DNFing today, is this something I could have done differently? And the answer is yes, there is. So for the last several weeks, John has insisted that I've not done enough strength and conditioning, that I've let it go. And yeah, I have to admit, I've been pretty lax with my strength and conditioning since going back to work. It's coming home tired. I've made the decision on some nights, do I do some strength and conditioning or do I do the miles? And I've gone out and done the miles because I think, well, I'm running 26 miles here. But at the end of the day, had I continued to do the strength and conditioning that I was doing earlier in the programme, I may not be in this state at the moment.
So yes, you did go and get a personalised programme of strength and conditioning, didn't you, at the start of this block?
I did indeed, and I was really intent on following it through, and I did start off following it through, and I was really good. But then I went back to work, and as soon as I went back to work, as I said, I'm getting up and leaving the house at 7 o'clock in the morning, coming home to go out and run for 5 o'clock, and it's tough. It's tough trying to fit all the training around a busy lifestyle.
So what went was the strength and conditioning?
Yeah, and sadly my back isn't strong, and so I have to do more to make it strong. So I know that if I get the opportunity to be able to run another marathon, and I really hope I do, I'll only do another marathon if I can run for Wales. I hope I get another chance, and if I do get another chance, watch this space, because I will be making sure that I'm damn well fit and strong on that start line. Today was a step too far. At 3 miles, I had signs that it wasn't right. At 6 miles, I kept believing that it would get better. At 10 miles, I felt like I was at 22 miles and was begging my body to stop, or my body was begging me to stop. And I dragged myself to 14 miles with my right leg giving way, and just knew that I couldn't carry on and do another complete lap feeling that way. So I feel like I've let down the Welsh side. I'm really sorry for that, because I was given this opportunity and really wanted to do well, and and I didn't. So I'm really sorry, and thank you to everybody who've supported me through this journey. It's not easy to admit to your weaknesses. So yeah, thanks everybody. So what's next for me? Well, there's plenty of races coming up. I've got a place in the Brass Monkey Half Marathon in January, so I think that will be my next sort of big race. I hope to be representing Wales over shorter distances next year. There are several races that I've expressed an interest in, and I hope that I'll be able to qualify for those. There's plenty more races that I've got lined up, but I just need to be strong to be able to do them to the best of my ability, especially the marathon. I can get away with it over 5k and 10k, but I can't get away with it over the marathon. So yeah, I need to do more to make myself strong.
So what are we going to do?
Keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.